mixed race man who dies first.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. So what? Here we go. Selling your soul.
Selling your soul.
Let's see. Do you want to go first, or should I go first? Well, I've got a little bit to go through. I've got a list of people and some things to go through. I'm not gonna read every little bit of this, but kind of.
First off, what would it take for you to sell your soul?
I don't know.
Like, do you think you would ever be at that point in your life where it's just like the only option left?
I would say, like, financially, if I had nowhere to go, if I was on, like, the brink of absolute bankruptcy, couldn't get back from it, even if it filed for bankruptcy, there's, like, no way you're coming back from any of it.
Like, you're getting ready to live in a cardboard box.
Yeah. I would probably do that for some vast amount of cash to get back to where we need to be.
What level of cash is David's soul?
I would say, let's see, what was it? I think my cat's out there hollering or something.
Yeah.
I would probably put that number at about 500 million.
That's it?
Yeah. I can live with that.
It's got to be at least $1 billion.
I mean, and I would ask for it all in cash and stash it under my mattress.
But I mean, you know, if the devil's real and this is a real thing, there's stipulations and there's all this fine print that you're going to get screwed somehow, no matter what.
Yes.
I mean,
which is the scary part.
You're going to get like 500 million, but he's going to come to collect in like 10 years. And is that a forgivable sin?
I don't know.
Like, if there is a God, can God get you out of that? Like, if you're like, yo, man, I completely effed up.
Does he step in and intervene, or does he say, hey, you did it?
Like, the devil comes to collect, and he, like, slaps the devil's hand, and he's like, nope, I'll take that.
One could only hope.
Puts it in his pocket, and then gives you a good scolding.
Yeah. We'll give him, like, 250 mil of it.
Yeah.
If he needs it anyway. Otherwise, I don't know. What would you require?
For my soul?
Yes.
Huh. Well, I've kind of already sold my soul to my job.
Yeah.
For money, so. No, I don't know. That's a rough one. I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay. Well, I've got a list of 10 people throughout history. Not really famous people, but just some historical kind of figures, I guess, that have sold their soul, or who sold their soul.
Well, there goes one of mine.
What?
I had the same thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Number 10 here is Pope Sylvester II.
Sylvester.
Who lived from 945 to the 12th of May of 1003. Yeah, there's some crazy numbers on here. Let's see. Pope Sylvester II was one of the most learned men of his time, well versed in mathematics, astronomy, and mechanics. Which, thinking about it, at that point in time, what the heck was he mechanicalizing?
Maybe a device to get his soul back?
I guess. He is credited with inventing the hydraulic organ.
I saw one of those on a video one time. It's like...
the pendulum clock, and introducing Arabic numerals to Western Europe. He also wrote books on mathematics, natural science, music, theology, and philosophy. Pope Sylvester II was the first French pope, and certainly the most significant of the 10th century. Upon his death, rumors began to fly that his great intelligence and, consequently, his inventive genius was the result of a pact with the devil. This was most likely due to his regular contact with great scientific minds in the Arab worlds, and his brave attempts to root out simony in the church.
Sylvester.
Good old Sylvester. Let's see, number 9 is Niccolo Paganini.
Paganini. Sounds like a sandwich.
Basically, this guy was what you'd consider like a violin professional, like a virtuoso of the violin. He learned to play the mandolin at the age of 5 and was composing music by age 7. I wish I was doing that at age 7 instead of just like playing with farts and whatever else was going on in life. He started playing publicly at 12, but by 16 he had a breakdown and disappeared into alcoholism.
Ooh.
Yeah. He was sober by 22 and was basically the world's first music superstar. Let's see. Paganini. So here's how I'm going to say it.
He was like the Beatles of that generation.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Paganini. I just love that. I'm gonna name my kid Paganini, I think.
Hey, Paganini, get the hell over here. Eat your dinner.
What'd you get beat up today, Paganini? Oh, you know why.
I don't know, Dad. You should have just named me Sue.
He was capable of playing 3 octaves across 4 strings strings in a handspan, a feat that is nearly impossible even by today's standards. He composed 24 caprices at age 23, and for years no other violinist was capable of playing much of his music, which says a lot, I guess. Audiences believe that Paganini made a pact with the devil to perform supernatural displays of technique. Some patrons even claim to see the devil helping him during his performances.
That's where the other hand came in.
Yeah. It is because he was denied the last rites in the church and his widely rumored association with the devil that his body was denied a Catholic burial in Genoa. It took 4 years and an appeal to the Pope before the body was allowed to be transported to Genoa, but was still not buried. His remains were finally put to rest in 1876. Jesus. He died in 1840.
So they just got this like dead guy laying around somewhere. Like,
I guess
we'll get around to it.
Like, what do you put him in by that point?
I shouldn't have messed with the devil, buddy.
Let's see, number 8, Gilles de Rais.
Gilles de Rais. Yeah, that sounds like a early '90s like rapper, like R&B singer.
Yes,
Gilles de Rais. Hey girl.
De Rais was considered intelligent, courageous, and very attractive.
Ooh.
With a bluish-black beard. So he was like a pirate. Born to one of the most distinguished families in Brittany, he came to his own when his father died in Gilles' 20th year. He found himself with untold wealth and power, which eventually led to his downfall. He got an attack of keeping up with the Joneses, which ultimately led to his loss of much of his wealth. In desperation, he began to experiment with the occult under the direction of a man named Francesco Prelati, who promised that Gilles would help him. Who promised that Gilles could help him regain his squandered fortune by sacrificing children to a demon called Baron.
Whoa!
Over the course of his killing spree, Gilles raped, tortured, and murdered between 80 and 200 children. He was tried, found guilty, and executed by hanging and burning. Hanging and burning.
When hanging just isn't enough.
You like light his toes on fire while he's going.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah. And he died in 1440. Yeah, he didn't live very long. 1404 to 1440. With them burning toes while he's hanging. Let's see. General Jonathan Moulton lived from 1726 to 1787. He started as an apprentice to a cabinet maker, but in 1745 he left and started his career in the New England Army. He fought in the King George War and the French and Indian War. He married in 1749 and sired 11 children.
Dang.
He became one of the wealthiest men in New Hampshire, and this led to later tales of his deal with the devil. In 1769, the mansion he built in a poor Puritan town burned to the ground. Popular belief at the time was that Moulton had a pact with the devil wherein he would fill Moulton's boots to the brim with gold once a month in return for his soul. It was said that Moulton thought up a clever ploy and placed his boots with the soles cut off over a large hole in the ground.
Nah, that's how you do it right there.
The devil, wondering why it was taking so much gold to fill the boots, discovered the trick and exacted revenge.
Is that kind of like the whole cutting a hole in the bottom of the popcorn bucket at the movies?
Yes. I guess. Yeah.
That ain't popcorn.
It is believed that when Moulton died, his body disappeared out of the coffin and was replaced by a box of coins stamped with an image of the devil. Moulton's coffin was buried with no grave marker, and its location is unknown.
So, did they bury the coins?
I don't know.
Have to go looking for coins. Hell yeah.
Let's see here.
Devil coins.
Number 6 is Father Urbain Grandier, from 1590 to 1634. Father Urbain Grandier was a French Catholic priest who was burned at the stake after being convicted of witchcraft. What is up with these people? He served as a priest in the Church of Saint Croix in Loudun, in the Roman Catholic Diocese of Poitiers. Ignoring his vow of priestly celibacy, he is known to have had sexual relationships with a number of women and to have acquired a reputation as a philanderer.
As a pimp.
Yes. In 1632, a group of nuns from the local Ursuline convent accused him of having bewitched them, sending the demon Asmodai, among others, to commit evil and impudent acts with them. At his trial, the judges, after torturing the priest, introduced documents purportedly signed by Grandier and several demons as evidence that he had made a diabolical pact.
Signed by several demons?
Yes. They were written backwards in Latin and even included the signature of Satan himself.
Listen to Slayer.
Well, get this. The text of the pact reads as follows. I've got the damn pact.
Nice.
We, the influential Lucifer, the young Satan, Beelzebub, Leviathan, Elemi, and Astaroth, together with others... What was that?
Yeah.
Oh. Where did I go?
You start naming names.
Yeah, together with others, have today accepted the covenant pact of Urbain Grandier, who is ours. And him do we promise the love of women, the flower of virgins, the respect of monarchs, honors, lusts, and powers. He will go whoring 3 days long.
Whoa!
The carousel will be dear to him. He offers us once in the year a seal of blood. Under the feet he will trample the holy things of the church, and he will ask us many questions. With this pact, he will live 20 years happy on the earth of men, and will later join us to sin against God. Bound in hell, in the council of demons, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, Astaroth, Leviathan, Elemi, the seals placed with the devil, the master, and the demons, princes of the Lord. Baalberith, writer.
30 days of whoring, huh? Man.
Did I say 30 or 3? 3.
3.
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. I don't know if I can go that long.
Yeah. Give it a shot. I mean, why not?
If my wife's listening, I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
Number 5, Giuseppe Tartini.
Tartini?
Yes.
Sounds like a little, Italian, ice thing. Like, you want some tartini?
I just like Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
I might name my second child that.
Man, you're going to have some messed up kids.
Let's see. He lived from 1692 to 1770. Tartini was an Italian composer and violinist. He wrote over 400 works. Unlike most of his contemporaries, he wrote no church music or operas, which is kind of weird. At that time, if you weren't writing music for the church, it was like,
it's for Satan.
Why are you doing anything? Let's see. Where did it go? Oh, he focused most of his work on violin, concerti, and sonatas. His most infamous piece is called The Devil's Trill Sonata, which I think there was a video on something that I saw of that. I'll have to go back and look at that.
That's like, what is it? The diminished fifth is supposedly like the satanic note, and that's why it was banned in the Middle Ages, and a lot of metal music
took it over. Yeah. Let's see. The story behind Devil's Trill starts with a dream Tartini allegedly told the French astronomer Jérôme